First and foremost, a massive thanks to every single one of you for watching my videos. We are nearing 1000 subscribers. With that out of the way, over the past few months, I made a video on a state-of-the-art theme for every single major dungeon in Kairos Dungeons. A lot of you were wondering if you can reuse some of the monsters that you ruined for one dungeon in multiple of your dungeons, because they seem to be reusing all of the same units, namely Twins and Julie. The answer is yes, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how I consolidated my runes for every single Kairos dungeon. Kairos dungeon. I mean, it makes sense, but okay, let's get into it. So this is the cheat sheet that we're gonna be using. I already tried recording this video once. The recording had 2 hours, and so I'm just gonna remake it and just cut out a lot of the fluff, because nobody wants to be sitting here listening to me ramble for 2 hours. So these are the themes that we're gonna be using. Here you can see all the average times that I measured for the themes as they are runed in this video, and the expected success rate for each of the teams. So basically these are either one of the best teams or the best teams for each of the respective dungeons. For Giants we have Julie and Sigmarus clearing the wave, and Prilea, Luna and Homunculus killing the bosses. For Dragons we have Julie into Shaina clearing the wave, and then Julie, Liam and Sabrina killing the boss. For Necro, we have Julie into Shaina, clearing the waves, and then Ikaru and Twins for the boss. You might be saying, well, you didn't make a video on using Talia in Necro. It's the exact same team that I made a video for, except you replace Ikaru with Rauk and Shaman with Talia. The average is exactly the same, but this one fails less in case you want to run a DPS Shaina. Now we're gonna be reusing the exact same shaina for all of these dungeons, so we will want to run her as a DPS, and in that case Talia is just better. So this team for Necro has the bonus that you reuse all of the monsters for Punisher's Crypt as well. Lastly, we have Spirit Realm and Steel Fortress. They don't reuse many of the monsters. The shaina is the same, but every other monster used in these 2 dungeons is unique to that dungeon. Technically you could use Hua in SF, but even then she would have to be different speed. First, I'm gonna go over the rune priority on each of these monsters and their speed tuning. First, your shaina needs to be exactly 177 combat speed. That's because the side crystal in Spirit Realm has 177 speed, so you want to be able to outspeed that. But at the same time, in Dragons, she can be at most 178 combat speed, and you want to be using Shaina as your leader, so she needs to be slower than Julie, because otherwise Shaina would go first, so your Julie needs to be 178. So it's 178 for Julie and 177 for Shaina. First, you have your Prilea. She has no maximum speed, and the turn order is just Prilea, Julie, Sigmarus, then Luna, and then Homunculus, and Homunculus needs to be at least 169 combat speed. For Dragons, it's a bit more convoluted. You want your Sabrina to be at least plus 174 speed. If you want to know more about why that is, go check out the guide in the video description for Dragons. Then we have Julie and Shaina moving, clearing the waves. Then you have your Luna, she just needs to be 179 combat speed. And last but not least, the Liam, and he needs to be 163. For Necro, we can completely skip the speed tuning and go straight to Punisher's Crypt, because if you run Punisher's Crypt, you can automatically run Necro. In Necro, the minimum required speed is 169, and in Punisher's Crypt is 170, so it's basically the same. For Punisher's Crypt, again, your Julie is the exact same speed as in all the previous teams, so 178 exactly, and everything else after that has to be 170 or faster. If you want to include your Spirit Realm, there is technically no speed cap on your Seek. Clara doesn't matter, and these 3 have to be 177 exactly. And then for SF, you want your Ling to be on Violent on plus 168 speed, your Lucian at most 178 combat speed, Lauren doesn't really matter, and Argan and Brandia need to be between 150 and like 154 combat speed. Here you have the rune priorities that I would focus on. So for your damage dealer sets, best on Julie, then Shaina, then Luna and Sigmarus, followed by your Clara, and then on Talia and Sabrina, I would suggest putting one of them on Double Fight Will and the other one on Rage Will. But it is not really important that they do a lot of damage because they're only used in Necro and PC, and Necro and PC don't have that much HP, so you don't really need to put your best damage set towards Talia and Sabrina. Last but not least, you will want to put some good damage set on your Hva and Brandia for your Spirit Realm and Steel Fortress. Technically you could reuse Hva in Steel Fortress, but she's gonna need a different speed tuning because the Hva in Steel Fortress would need to be slower than your Argan, and she would also need to be on Will. So if you have like Blade runes with a bunch of speed, you can swap them for Will runes with a bunch of crit rate, and you can reuse your Hva, but otherwise I just built a separate Brandia just for Steel Fortress. So this would be the fight rune priority. Best fight runes on your Liam, then on your Homunculus, then 2 Prileas, then Seek, Lucian, and Maruna. That is only if you want to include Spiritual Realm and SF. I would absolutely understand if you just want to drop the Spiritual Realm themed altogether because that dungeon kind of sucks to farm. But just for the sake of completeness, I included it in this. Then the lowest rune requirements for fight are going to be on your Lauren and Ikaru. Ikaru just needs to have plus 2382 defense. Lauren, she needs to be super tanky, double will. She needs to have at least 24 accuracy. And then we have 2 violent units. These don't really compete for runes with anything else. For accuracy on your defense breakers, you want your Prilea in Giants to be 35 accuracy, Shaina in Dragons 40 accuracy, which will work for all of the dungeons where you would use Shaina. Ideally, in Dragons, you would also want your Sabrina to be 40 accuracy, but that is optional. For Necro, you want your Sabrina to be plus 35 accuracy, because sometimes she doesn't team up with Shaina, and the resistance of Necroboss is 50. Then the Prilea in your Punisher script team needs to be at least 39 accuracy. And for Steel Fortress, you want 24 accuracy on every single unit. Who needs to be on Will? Your entire team except for Julie in Punisher script need to be single Will. Lauren should be double Will. Brandia needs to be willed. Argan should be willed. And other than that, you don't really need Will. Optionally, you can put double Will on your Liam. That way, you don't have to build him nearly as tanky, because if you put him on double Will, he will never get a dot from the crystal in Dragons, so it drops the HP requirements on him significantly. For shield sets, I would recommend putting 1 shield set on your Ikaru and 1 or 2 shield set on your Seek. For Seek, it is because of the crit rate it gives you, and for Necro, it's just for safety because the Julie is going to be killing herself a lot, and you don't want her to die if things go wrong. Now I'll just go over all of the runes and artifacts on each one of these teams and show you a 10 run of each of them. Thank you all for watching. Once again, consider subscribing, leave a like and comment down below the video. That's it for this one, and see you in the next one.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again, just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? distant sound. No one around, say the word and we'll go. But baby, we'll fall. We all go dancing down, and paradise is found. We're shaking up the ground, 'cause there ain't no stopping love. So there ain't no stopping love. No, there ain't no stopping love.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Suck me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew, restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Suck me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless